Sitting alone at your grandmother's funeral while your entire family laughs and talks around you like you're invisible is a special kind of pain. Watching their faces change from smugness to shock when the lawyer reads the will, that's a special kind of justice. I'm Emma Richardson, 28 years old. 3 days ago, I attended my grandmother's funeral. The woman who raised me, who loved me unconditionally, who believed in me when nobody else did. My family was there. Parents, two older sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, 30 people total. Not one of them spoke to me. Not a hello, not a hug, not even eye contact. I was invisible, the black sheep, the disappointment, the one who chose wrong and got cut off 5 years ago. They thought I'd come crawling back, thought I'd fail without them, thought I'd beg for their approval. I didn't. I built a life, a career, a future without them. And Grandma watched it all. Every struggle, every success, every moment they ignored me while I thrived. Yesterday was the will reading. My family showed up expecting their inheritance, ready to divide Grandma's $1 million estate. Then the lawyer said my name, and everything they thought they knew was shattered in 60 seconds. This is the story of how my grandmother's final act exposed my family's cruelty and changed everything. Before I tell you what the lawyer said when he read the amounts, before you hear what my mother screamed when she realized what happened, hit like now. Subscribe for inheritance justice stories. Comment on your city. This is about being chosen when you thought you were forgotten. Growing up in Richardson meant one thing: conform or be cast out. My family's wealthy, old money. Connecticut estate, country club membership, Ivy League expectations, conservative values. I was the youngest of 3 daughters. My sisters, Caroline and Victoria, were perfect. Straight A's, Yale and Princeton, married to lawyers, 2 kids each, living the life my parents planned. Then there was I, the art kid, the creative one, the one who didn't fit the mold. At 18, I got into the Rhode Island School of Design, my dream school, for graphic design. My father said, "Art school? That's not a career. You're going to business school." I said, "I want to be a designer, an artist." He said, "You'll be unemployed. You're going to Wharton. End of discussion." I went to RISD anyway, paid my own way, scholarships and student loans, $60,000 in debt by graduation. My parents stopped speaking to me. You made your choice. Live with it. At 23, I moved to Brooklyn, worked as a freelance designer, made $28,000 the first year, struggled, ate ramen, lived with 3 roommates. My family heard about my struggles through Grandma. I called her every week. My mother told Grandma, "Emma's failing. Let her fail. She needs to learn." At 24, I started getting better clients. 35,000, 42,000, building a portfolio, building a reputation. At 25, I landed my first corporate client, 50,000 project, then another, then another. By 26, I was making 85,000 a year, freelance, doing what I loved. I moved into my own apartment, 1 bedroom in Brooklyn, nothing fancy, but mine. At 27, I was making 6 figures, 112,000. My business was growing. I hired 2 assistants, took on bigger projects. I called Grandma every Sunday, told her about my success, my clients, my growth. She said, "I'm so proud of you, Emma. You followed your heart. That takes courage." I asked, "Does the family know?" She said, "I've told them. They don't want to hear it." My parents thought I was lying about my income. My sisters thought I was exaggerating. Nobody believed Grandma when she said I was successful. Emma's probably broke, pretending she's fine. Art school was a mistake. She'll figure it out eventually. She'll come back when she needs money. I never came back. Never asked for money. Never needed their approval. At family events, weddings, holidays, I was tolerated, barely, spoken to in polite tones but excluded from real conversations. Emma's in Brooklyn doing art stuff. Emma's still trying to make design work, bless her heart. They saw me as the family failure, even as I was succeeding beyond their expectations. Grandma was different. She visited me in Brooklyn twice, saw my apartment, met my friends, saw my studio. She said, "You built this yourself, without their money, without their help. That makes it worth more." 6 months ago, Grandma got sick. Pancreatic cancer. Terminal. I visited every week, drove 3 hours each way, sat with her, held her hand, made her laugh. My family visited occasionally, checking in, obligation, making sure they'd look good at the funeral. Grandma knew. 3 days ago, Grandma died. Peacefully. I was there, holding her hand. My mother was there too, but she was on her phone. The funeral was 2 days ago. Big Catholic service, 200 people. Grandma was well loved in her community. I arrived early, alone, wore a simple black dress. Nothing designer, nothing expensive. My family arrived in a group. Designer clothes, expensive jewelry, looking like a magazine spread. They saw me, walked past, didn't acknowledge me. I sat in the 3rd row, by myself. My family took the first 2 rows, all of them. 30 people, not one was saved for me. During the service, people shared memories. My mother spoke about Grandma's dedication to family. My sister Caroline talked about cherishing what matters. Nobody mentioned that I visited her every week, that I'd been there when she died, that I'd held her hand through the worst of it. After the service, there was a reception. Catered lunch, people mingling, sharing stories. My family formed a cluster, talking, laughing, excluding me completely. I stood alone by the window. A few of Grandma's friends came over, hugged me, said, "Your grandmother talked about you constantly. She was so proud." My mother overheard, rolled her eyes, whispered something to my sister. They laughed. I left early, drove home crying, 3 hours back to Brooklyn, feeling like I never belonged, like I'd never been part of that family. That night, I got a call from Grandma's lawyer, Harold Whitmore. "Emma, I'm sorry for your loss. Your grandmother spoke highly of you." I said, "Thank you." He said, "There's a will reading tomorrow, 2 p.m. Your grandmother requested you attend." I said, "Me? Why?" He said, "You're named in the will. Your presence is required." I said, "My family won't want me there." He said, "Your grandmother did. That's what matters. Please come." I agreed, but I dreaded it. Another day of being invisible, being tolerated. Yesterday, day 2, P. Harold Whitmore's office, downtown Hartford. My family was already there, all of them. Parents, sisters, aunts, uncles, key cousins, 18 people. They looked at me when I walked in. Surprise, annoyance. My mother said, "Emma, what are you doing here?" I said, "I was invited. Grandma named me in the will." My sister Victoria laughed. "Oh, right, Grandma probably left her jewelry box or something." Caroline said, "Be nice. Emma probably needs whatever she can get." They thought it was charity, a token gift for the poor granddaughter. Harold entered, 50s, distinguished, serious expression. "Thank you all for coming. This is the last will of Eleanor Richardson. Let me begin with specific bequests." He read through small items, jewelry for various granddaughters, a painting for one cousin, photo albums to another. Then, to my daughter, Margaret, my mother, I leave the sum of $50,000. My mother smiled, nodded, expected more but accepted it. To my granddaughters, Caroline and Victoria, I leave $25,000 each. My sisters looked pleased, whispered to each other. To various nieces and nephews, $5,000 each. People looked happy, content. The room was relaxed, assuming the bulk was divided, maybe $200,000 split among key family members. Harold paused, looked at me, then at the family. And now the primary bequest, the remainder of Eleanor Richardson's estate. Everyone leaned forward. Harold read, "To my granddaughter, Emma Richardson, I leave the following. My home in Connecticut, valued at $1.2 million. My investment portfolio, valued at approximately $600,000. My savings, totaling approximately $150,000. My retirement accounts, totaling approximately $200,000. Total estate value to Emma, approximately $2.15 million. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. My mother said, "What?" Harold said, "Eleanor Richardson leaves the bulk of her estate to Emma Richardson, approximately $2.15 million. My father said, "That's impossible.